Alright, so we're going to start building the catapult and subassemblies. So first I'm going to open up the pivot stand, and I'm going to start my subassembly from there. And I'm going to drag in the support, and I'm just going to hold control down and click and drag to get another support. And I'm going to also drag in pin table. And for the first one, I'm going to choose pin 4. Then I'm going to hold control down, copy this over a couple times, because I'm also going to need a pin 5 and a pin 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the second one, go to component properties, and I'm going to change this to the pin 5 configuration. I'm going to do the same for this one, but I'm going to call out the pin 7. So we've got 4, 5, and 7. We need 2 of 4 and 2 of 7. And I'm just using the control to copy it. Now we can start assembling everything. And I assume there's some assembling knowledge you've already acquired, so all I'm doing is just mating it together. These are just a lot of coincidence mates, that's all it is. Now I'm going to start putting my pins in, and I'm going to start with the long one here. And I want it to be perfectly centered in there, so I'm going to go to advanced mates, and I'm going to choose width. I'm going to choose both ends, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose both sides of the stand. Now the rest of them are going to go here. You can see I've forgotten the holes for the pins in the pivot stand. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to right click the part, and we're going to say edit part, and it's asking me to save the assembly to continue, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'll save it under Camp F, under pivot stand assembly. So now I'm actually editing just the stand. So I can start a sketch, go normal. Select both circles and make them equal. And just so they're centered going to select midpoint on a center line between them. I'm going to say this distance is 1 meter and the diameter, I'm not sure of, so let's just say 0.25 for now. I don't think that's the actual diameter I need. No, let's say 0.125. Probably not, but it's now I'm gonna get out of that. I'm not sure what all that weirdness was right there, but let's measure our hole and measure our pin and see if we're the right size. So 0.125, 0.125. Alright, so we're the right size. Alright, so first thing we need to do is mate this into the bottom, but not coincident. We're going to say a distance in that direction. We can hit this button and it flips it. A distance of 0.475, and this distance is so that when it's made concentric here, it won't stick up through the support. You notice it ends before it comes out of the hole. So now for the second one, all we gotta do is mate it to the other one, like so, and we'll make it concentric over there, and the same for the rest of them. And we have our pivot stand subassembly. So now I'm going to hit save. I've already named it. I'm just going to say save all of it. Now I want to make a drawing of this. So I'm going to make a new drawing. I'm going to use EG meters, and conveniently it comes out pretty good. What I want is an exploded view of this along with my isometric here, but I haven't created it yet. So what we need to do is go back to the drawing, the assembly, and I'm going to right click and go to new exploded view, just like the house, and we are going to start by going to an isometric view, and we're going to choose the support in the pin first. I'm going to choose this pin and this pin next. And then just this pin. And then these two. And finally, okay, so now we can hit save again and use the window menu option to go back to the drawing. And now I'm going to insert a drawing view from the model. And you can see, since it's open, it's going to give me that as a choice. So I'm going to choose isometric, place it there, and it's nice enough to already show the exploded view. I'm going to make the size a little bit bigger. Let's say 1 to 100. Okay. So now we want our workers to know which pin to use and where, and we don't want them to have to squint their eyes to see which one is shorter, which one's longer, so it may not be so evident on later drawings. So what we want to do is create a bill of materials and then reference this drawing and point at the different parts with the reference numbers. So I'm going to insert table, bill of materials. And I'm going to select this drawing view, and I'm going to leave everything as it is, parts only. And here's my bill of materials. Notice that if I go back and fill in a description, that the description field will be filled out here. So if you want to, go ahead and do that and fill out the same way that you would add a description for any part. You can add a description for all the parts. And now we can actually use our balloon option to label each part. And you notice that the number corresponding with the balloon is the number in the item number column. Okay, so now if you notice, 1 is the stand, 2 is the support, and pin 4, 5, and 7 are 3, 4, and 5, right? 3, 4, and 5. So it's looking pretty good. Everything matches up. We need to adjust our things over here. I want to add a description. So I'm going to come back to the assembly, and I'm going to say save as. I'm going to click down here in the add a description. I'm going to say pivot stand. Subassembly. And I'll go back to my drawing, refresh it, rebuild it. So now we can edit our get back by going to edit sheet. Just going to adjust a few things here. Now we need to tell the workers how far these pins need to go down, so just this one dimension there will do for this subassembly. you go. That concludes this lesson. Thank you.